I wanted to do a video about um, staying true to yourself and staying true to your finances. Now, I can say personally that it's so difficult to be true to yourself in this day and age. There's a thing called social media, and we see everybody and their moves and what they're doing. And it's hard to remember that people only put their highlight reel online. People are only putting forth the good. Not everybody puts forth what they're going through and how they struggled to get to where they are. But at the same time, a lot of people tend to base their life around what other people are doing and what their peers are doing, especially in this day and age. I'm by no means older. I'm 28 years old, graduated high school in '06, graduated college in 2010. So I wouldn't claim to be an old person, but I will say that Facebook was very popular and prevalent during my college career, and prior to that, MySpace and Black Planet and all those other social media forms that we have. Now we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have what is it? YouTube. You can pretty much follow people. Snapchat's another one. And you can follow people and see what they're doing and where they're at and where they're going, what their life holds and all that other stuff. So it's very interesting to be able to see what other people are doing, but at the same time, it's almost as if you have to look and don't let it affect you, because I know a lot of people my age will go on these social media platforms, and every time they go somewhere, they'll broadcast it. And other people that are not as fortunate to go places, or maybe they don't put their money towards traveling, they see that and they feel shamed. Or maybe somebody gets a new job and they post it, or maybe somebody buys a house and they post it, or maybe somebody buys a car and they post it. Pretty much everyone is posting everything that they're doing with their lives 24/7 all times. And some people are looking at it and they're envious. Some people are looking at it and they get depressed. Some people are looking at it and they're happy for other people. And I'm most of the time I'm happy when I see everyone out here doing their thing. They done graduated, they getting houses, they getting cars, starting families. I'm all for that. I think that's amazing. But what breaks my heart sometimes is when I talk to people and they say, oh, they feel like they're worthless. They feel like maybe somebody was not fortunate to get a job, so they can't take trips and go on these extravagant vacations, and they can't afford a home or a car. They're still highly qualified and underpaid. And when I see people like that, I feel like this video is more for those people who feel the struggle and they see other people doing well, but they're not doing that well themselves. I just want to say, don't judge your life off of other people's lives. Everybody has their own time. Things come for people. You never know people's situation. You never know what's going on. And some people even feel the stress to put on for others because they see everybody else doing it. So they feel like they need to go into debt to get these things, or they need to spend this money or run up this credit card. And it's crazy because I was having a conversation with somebody about how generational wealth is. And I didn't really realize what that was until I talked to one of my coworkers, and he said that his wife's family is paying for his wedding. And I'm thinking among myself, like, oh, okay. All my peers, everybody that I've known has had these extravagant weddings. And weddings are not cheap at all. They cost a lot of money. And I'm all for it. But at the same time, why not use that money as a down payment to get a house? I mean, what could it hurt? Let's start a foundation. Like, I look at other people's families, and I mean, if you come from something, yes, that's nice. If you can afford a wedding, yes, that's nice. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, when that day comes for me, would I rather have a house or have an extravagant wedding? And the answer is a house, because I can pass that house down after it's paid off to my children, and they can have a house. And then I could fund their wedding for the most part. I'm thinking, I don't know too many families nowadays that are paying for their children to get married. The people that are getting married that I know of, um, I don't know of their family paying for the wedding. I'll say that. Most of the people that I know that are getting married are paying for it on their own. So when I look at that and I see an extravagant wedding with a $5,000 ring and a $4,000 dress, and it's $5,000 for the venue, and then you got $2,000 flowers, $1,000 cake, and it's a lot of money that goes into this. And when I think about it, and I'm like, okay, but what are you really getting out of it? But a couple pictures, and everybody says they have a good time. Why are we not sending this couple off with a strong foundation and money that they can buy a home, or maybe buy a car, pay off some student loans, or something that's more productive than just having a day? And I see a lot of people try to keep up with the Joneses, and instead of saying, hey, you know what, my financial situation isn't that great, let me forego this wedding, let me do the responsible thing, maybe I'll put a down payment on a home, maybe I'll invest more in my 401k. They would rather keep up with the Joneses and go into debt for a wedding, or go into debt to drive a certain car. Or maybe they're buying a house that they know they can't afford, but since they see somebody else bought a house, they want to buy a house too, which makes no sense to me. I just feel like the struggle is necessary. People want to forego the struggle. People don't understand that, you're going to have to struggle to get to where you want. I don't know of anybody that has just had everything handed to them except for Blue Ivy and maybe DJ Khaled's baby. Like, I just don't see it being possible. So why not plan for your future and make some sacrifices along the way? It's not what we want to do, but it's necessary. Like I said, I'm in the DMV area. I see a lot of people who would rather rent a home or rent an apartment in DC than move to the suburbs and spend like half of what they're paying to live in DC. It makes no sense. We're too young to be doing this. Now, granted, I'm basing this off of my finances. I'm not making the most. I'm not a millionaire by no means. My family didn't really come from much, so I'm actually starting the whole legacy from me on. And I want to make sure that when I do get married and have children, and my other family that are tied to me, the younger ones, when they come up, that they're able to have their best shot. And I know that their best shot would come from me passing something down to them so that they don't have to work as hard as I did. Now, my dad took the sacrifice and he did what he needed to do to get me through school. And now that I saw his sacrifice, I want to pass that down to the younger ones. And that's how it really starts. So when I see people feeling down and depressed and looking at other people's situations, what they have going on, it just irritates me because I see them looking as if this person has this indispensable amount of cash, and in all honesty, you don't know if that person is going into debt trying to keep up a perception and an image. So count yourself blessed. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful that you're not that type of person that's doing that. And when you do have an opportunity to do it, be mindful and not boisterous and just pretentious and all in people's faces. So that's my little tidbit. That's my rant. Of course, like I said, I'll be making more videos. But anyways, yeah, check back in with me. Maybe I'll have something else later on.